Yes, sir. We are back, baby. Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. We are getting it done, man. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening on iPodcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, we greatly appreciate it. Oh, man. So I got a great topic for you today, man. We're testing basketball IQ because I was watching the Bulls game the other night. DeMar DeRozan, he hit that clutch game winner. Amazing to watch. And the Atlanta Hawks ended up losing because of it, which was great. As a entertainment, from an entertainment perspective, it was amazing. But here's my only thing. Since when did it become illegal to pressure the ball? What in the world? This is the one thing that I do not understand. And, maybe it's me. Maybe it's because I don't have a basketball IQ. I don't know. But this is why it's the IQ test. Because I don't get it. If someone has the ability to knock a game winner down, since when do we let them bring the ball up court laxed? Okay, they got 25 seconds. We'll let them, they got 20 seconds. We'll let them walk the ball up, get comfortable. We'll let them dribble a little bit here, hezzy. Oh, okay, we'll let them get to their spots, get where they're most comfortable on the floor and shoot the ball. I don't get it. I don't understand. We know, watching the game, DeMar DeRozan is going mid-range. He's not shooting a three. He's going mid-range. But my thing is, okay, one, you have a couple different options here as a coach. One, you can prevent the isolation. If your player's going to get scored on, and 9 times out of 10, superstar going against superstar, a bucket is probably going to happen. It's a superstar. You got to give credit where it's due. But my thing is, okay, bring a double. If you're going to bring a double, then bring the double team. But don't do it last minute. And I get some people may say, okay, well, you don't want to double team because it's last minute. Somebody might catch and shoot. Yeah, that's the risk you give up. But if you rotate, you don't have to worry about that. If your defense is going to rotate, you don't have to worry about giving up a last minute shot. And then my logic, though, at least the way that I go about it, I'd rather lose I'd rather not lose at all, honestly. But if I'm going to give somebody a possession to score the ball on a game tying situation or a game ending situation, I don't want it to be by the best player. I'd rather a scrub take that chance to beat me than the best player on the opponent's team. And I don't see that logic enough. I don't. Get the ball out of his hands. If I'm Atlanta in that situation, and Atlanta lost, by the way, if you haven't figured that out by now, but if I'm Atlanta in that situation, I don't want the best player on the Bulls to have the ball in their hands when they're about to score, or when I know that can change the whole game and give them the lead. Why would I do that? It doesn't make any sense to me. So my question is, what happened? Okay, if you're not gonna bring a double team, what happened to pressuring the ball? Since when? Since when is that a difference? And I've heard so many things. This is probably the biggest thing between professional NBA basketball and college basketball, collegiate basketball, because, college basketball, you see that. They bringing pressure. They bringing pressure all game. Last minute come, they're bringing pressure. And so some of the things I've heard was, okay, well, they don't do that in the NBA because these guys aren't fazed by pressure. They're too good. Or some of these guys don't want to go both ways. They need to preserve their energy for the offensive end. And I hear all of these excuses. And I see it. It's clear to me when I'm watching the game. Then this logic has not kicked in. And this is, first off, this is nothing that is extremely analytical. This is basic fundamental basketball. It's basic fundamental basketball. Pressure the ball in late game situations. Make a defender feel uncomfortable. Where has that gone? So don't sit here and tell me, well, they can't pressure the ball because these guys are too good. They're unfazed. If they're unfazed by pressure, then why does the crowd have an impact? Why do we still see guys making bad decisions late game? Why do we see that? If they're unfazed, because that makes absolutely zero sense. And if there's guys who's already phased by the crowd noise, you think bringing a little bit of extra pressure isn't going to help? And I get sometimes, obviously don't do it during the whole game. Before y'all try and drill me about, hey, well, your IQ's not good because you want to double team, you want to do all that. Obviously not all game, silly. Obviously not. We're not going to do this all game. I'm speaking last minute situation. You don't have to pressure the ball all game. Let me clarify that right now. That's not what I mean by this. I mean, if you're going to pressure the ball in a late game situation. If you're going to send a double team toward the best player or not the best player in the world, but if you're going to send a double team toward a prolific scorer or a great scorer in the game, make that decision when it's time. Obviously, if you can't, then you can't do that. So don't take this away and be like, oh well, yeah, he was saying Manny Wilson said you need to pressure the ball all game, or his IQ is trash. He want a double team. No. Well, let's cut that out right now. But I'm saying if it's late game, you don't need to preserve a player's durability to the offensive end. You don't need to preserve his energy for the offensive end. He needs to be playing both sides. If you're that guy that a lot of these guys think they are, some of them are that guy. Don't get me wrong. But if you're that guy, you need to play both sides of the ball. When an opponent of the team has the game-winning possession or game-tying possession, that guy on your team needs to be guarding him, making sure that he's pressuring the ball. I don't care about preserving energy for the offensive end. I don't care. You got to sell out at this point. If it's 58 seconds left in the game, I need you to give all that you got. Everything that you got to make sure that you pull through and get a win. And then furthermore, if we are talking pressure the whole game, you don't have to send your star player the whole game. You can send a pest of a defender. And he can go guard somebody who's been lighting them up all game. Some pressure is better than none. But my whole thing is just the logic. Where's the logic? And I don't know if it's because some of the NBA players are just too cool or I don't know what the deal is. But I know if I ever am in a position to coach a team, I will 100%. I'm not letting that happen. I don't care what level it's on. It can be elementary school. It can be high school. It can be college, NBA, overseas. I don't care. I would never let a dominant guard or dominant scorer walk the ball up court with ease, get to where he wants to be, and shoot the ball with comfort. No, not happening. It's not happening. He's going to see some type of pressure. He's going to see some type of double, some type of trap, something that's coming out of the blue too. Because I'm not about to just let you call a timeout, game plan, and strategize on how you about to win. No, we going to rotate on defense. We going to play this. We going to play this to win. We going to come out with our own game plan. We going to make sure they flip the ball and we walk out with a win.